Welcome to another episode of the Rondo presented by Jameson. The World Cup is almost here and all eyes are on the red, white, and blue. So Tom, what did you think about the recent performances against South Korea and Japan?
Well, there's a bit of a mixed vibe, isn't there? I mean, after that South Korea game, we were all like, wow, these guys stink, like this sucks. And then I kind of enjoyed it a little bit, but then I remembered I'm a dual citizen, right? And I should support this team.
Come on, man, American pride, baby.
Yeah,
you got
honestly,
it on that passport.
Just, you know what, July 4th, love it. And then the Japan game I thought was so much better. I mean, Mauricio Pochettino changed up his system a bit. And the US looks like a coherent football team. I mean, what was it? It was 2-0, could have been like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And most importantly, mate, it was fun to watch. You know, like I genuinely enjoyed watching that football match.
Bro, the team was so good. I thought Pochettino was trolling this whole time, bro. I'm like, where has this been, bro? This is all we asked for. All we asked for was a competitive team to play good against the top 20 team in the world, and they did that.
So let me ask you though, like the nerdy tacticky stuff, you know, he goes like 3 at the back, everyone's like, you got to play 3 in defense, bro. Like it makes so much sense. Like, were you one of those people? Were you on that wave?
Yeah, usually a lot of players don't really like playing in the 3 at the back system, but honestly, I think for the USMNT, they have the personnel to do it.
Do you know what? It makes more sense for Christian Pulisic as well, because I was watching that game and I was like, you know, everyone's kind of mad at him because he was like, oh, I don't want to play in the Gold Cup. And then we all got really grumpy. We got a bit grumpy on this podcast, actually. It was kind of fun. We got grumpy and then you were like, nah, he's my boy. I've got to defend him. But I thought he had his best game in a US jersey for ages.
Bro.
Against Japan.
The way he was facilitating the ball, you know what I'm saying? Just playing that ball to Balogun for him to shoot and score that first time. That's another thing too. When you have a striker that's making runs like that, it makes the game so much easier. Honestly, bro, I don't think Pulisic and Josh Sargent have that chemistry that Pulisic and Balogun have.
Dude, we can talk about the Josh Sargent thing all day long if you need, but like, honestly, it centers around one guy, right, for Pulisic, and he was just picking up the ball, he was doing his thing, and like, you talk about this team being fun to watch. I was like, and I'm trying to think of this the right way, making noises watching Christian Pulisic. It was like, I was hyped. Yeah. I was interested, and that's quite cool because I've been hyped and interested about this team in ever.
Bro, it's actually crazy that like we have like someone like Christian Pulisic and that American fans kind of like look down at him, but like it's just like we expect so much from this guy, this one guy to kind of lead this group of players that we kind of always are like, oh, he could do more. But when you realize how important he is to this team and he makes the team run, bro, you could tell Pochettino's like, yo, we're going to get Christian the ball. We're going to play this formation and we're going to attack as quick as possible. And it finally worked. I always felt like the U.S. attack felt kind of jaded in past performances.
Yeah.
But this one felt like they were attacking with intent. That's what they needed to do. My biggest takeaway from this game is that Pochettino had a lot of comments after that game. And it was actually quite funny. He did say that he watches our podcast. So
yeah,
we might have inspired him a little bit. But from the comments before, he was basically saying like, hey, we'll perform when the World Cup comes. I think he kind of knew that he was trying to tinker with the squad a little bit. What do you think?
Well, I think that's kind of funny, isn't it? Because everyone's like, I feel like if you were Pochettino and you wanted to win like every single friendly, like you could probably just go 5 at the back, play like 2 guys up front and like nick one on the counter, be like, yay, we won, good job, guys. But like in an Argentinian accent. But I think like the pertinent thing here is that he is tinkering, he is figuring things out, but it just runs so counter to the way Americans look at sports. It's like, in America, like, you've got to win everything.
We have no patience.
Yeah, no
American
patience.
sports fans, no patience.
Well, and that's not unique to soccer, and it's not unique to America either. Like, England lose to, like, Ivory Coast, like, a couple months ago, and everyone's like, we're cooked too.
Bro, it was like England was on fire.
Yeah, honestly, Jesus. Like, not at the moment. But anyway, like, but Americans can't deal with that, and I don't think there's enough of a tactical understanding of the game to be able to be like, oh, here's what's going on here. And I think it's good that he went for the nerdy thing, and it also worked.
Based on the USMNT's recent performances, are there any players that weren't in the camp that you want to see in the World Cup starting 11 next year?
Like half of them, bro.
Tell me who your starting 11 is. Ideal. Yeah.
Today.
Actually,
if
you know what?
the World Cup started today.
Yeah, if the World Cup started tomorrow.
Well, no, so it can't be today because we're podcasting.
Yeah. So if the World Cup is tomorrow, you're Mauricio Pochettino, you're looking at your squad and saying, who's going to be my starting 11 against, for example, Ghana? You know the USMNT love playing Ghana in the World Cup. Who is it going to be?
So we're going to go 3-4-2-1, right? We're going to go with that. You're going
to stick to the 3-back.
We're sticking to the 3-back, going Matt Freeze in goal probably, but we got to talk about that. That's a question mark. I'm going Tim Ream, Chris Richards, and Jesus Christ, who's your third centre-back?
Yeah, that's a tough one, bro.
Dude, who is your third centre back?
I think that's a big question. I think when we talk about positions on the key positions, bro, that third center back is the key because you have Mark McKenzie, Austin Trusty.
Austin Trusty, maybe. There's an asterisk.
Yeah.
Austin Trusty.
Also, the new center back, they have one, Noah Kai Banks from
Noah
Augsburg.
Kai Banks is probably a little bit early for him, though, isn't it? And then midfield pivot, you've got to go Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie.
Absolutely.
On the left wing back, Anthony Robinson. Right wing back, Serginho Dest. And now it gets awkward.
Yes.
Because it has to be Christian.
At the 10.
Yeah, but you go like 2 10s, won't you? You go 2 10s and a striker.
Yes.
So Balogun has to play up front. Like, I mean, I know Americans got opinions on that, but following Balogun, he's just so much better.
He's producing, bro.
Right, exactly. So Balogun, Pulisic, and then Zendelhouse is like 5'3", which is ironic of me to say.
Ironic because Diego Luna is also 5'3".
Yeah,
so which one of them are you going with?
5'7". Do you know what? Actually, can I change my answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want McKennie as a 10, and I want Musa and Tyler Adams as a midfield pivot.
That's an interesting one. Why would you play McKennie so high up?
Because I think he's got a bit more technical and creative ability. I'd pop him up there. And also, like, I suspect there might be a certain centre midfielder that plays for Atletico Madrid that a lot of people want. I don't think he's done enough in a US shirt yet. But if he does well at the next camp, then you can see why he might get into the lineup. So go on then, lads.
Absolutely, man. I think my starting 11, if the World Cup is coming up next year, Matt Friesen.
Not next year. If it's tomorrow.
If it's tomorrow. Sorry about that, guys. If the World Cup is tomorrow, my starting 11 is Matt Friesen net.
Okay.
Chris Richards as right center back. Tim Ream in the middle.
Okay.
And at left center back, I'm probably going with Mark McKenzie for some pace.
Okay.
My 2 center midfielders, I'm going with Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie. My right wing back, Serginho Dest. Left wing back has to be Anthony Robinson. Christian Pulisic in one of them 10 slots, accommodating Christian Pulisic. This is going to be a surprising one, but if Gio Reyna could get playing time at
Raheem.
I'm putting Gio Reyna as starting in the squad.
I love it.
Just because nobody could do what Gio Reyna does. Even Diego Luna. I know all of us talk about Diego Luna and how good he's been in MLS, but Gio Reyna, man, every single time I see him putting on a US kit, he performs. And that's something that says a lot, bro. I believe in that kid. I hope he comes back from his injury. Up top, bro, I have to go Abalo, bro. And Ricardo Pepi is my backup. I think those are the 2 that are going to compete for it.
It's going to be tough.
But it's going to be tough, bro.
Dude, I love the Gio Reyna take. That is enlightened of you, Raheem.
What do you think about that?
Well, because I think he's probably... I mean, Pulisic probably has to be the most naturally gifted player that the USMNT have. But, like, Gio Reyna is a very close second. He is unbelievably talented. If he can stay fit and enjoy just like a string of performances for Borussia Mönchengladbach where he doesn't have to play in the Champions League. He doesn't have to deal with fucking 17 games a week. He can just show up and play football. Be fantastic.
I think Gio Reyna is arguably the most disrespected player by USMNT fans. Just in terms of just not... Like, what do you think about that statement? I think he is.
He's got an attitude, right? And it's like, dude, there's so much like deep US soccer lore about how his dad and like Greg Berhalter fell out, and like obviously that fell out. You know, there was all sorts of crazy backstories there. But I think you're right in a sense that I think that stayed with Reyna, and we're like 3 years down the line, bro, and it's like we're still arguing about is he mean or not.
Yeah.
It's like at some point you got to be able to bury the hatchet a bit.
Absolutely.
Like you and I beefed for years, man, and now we're friends.
I know, right? Like you're my homie, dog, right? Yeah. Nah, it's funny. We actually never beefed in life. I actually liked him from like day one. Now we have our Spirit of the Game segment presented by Jameson. I'll tell you what, man, fan culture in America has shifted so much because there used to be just like a small population of people that even knew what was going on. Like, think about it. Players going abroad, players signing for moves. Back in the day, guys weren't signing for Borussia Dortmund. Guys were signing for like teams in Norway. And there'd be like small little forums on Big Soccer saying like, oh, so-and-so player just signed in Norway or so-and-so player signed in Sweden. And like, that used to be like the big move for us. We'd be like, wow, we have a guy in Scandinavia, he's playing overseas. Now we're legit seeing stars go to some of the biggest clubs in the world, bro. Like, it's no longer a small group of people watching the sport in America, like you said. It's a group of people who now, even if you're a casual of the game, you kind of will hear about the result. Like, for example, House of Highlights, when they posted the South Korea USA highlights, in 24 hours, 1.1 million views.
Really?
Bro, people are tapped into the USMNT.
That's kind of insane.
Like, on a crazy level. I think it's just a matter of now getting people more involved in, like, the little nitty-gritty aspects of the USMNT. How can we get people caring more about the tactics and what's going on, you know, with these players on a deeper level? But from a surface level of just watching the games and seeing the highlights, the viewership's there, bro.
Well, to your first point, you should watch a podcast called The Rondo.
For sure.
Mate, 9 months' time, America, you know, if the US team picks up a few results, there's momentum, then you can get everyone here.
Going into the World Cup, what could fans expect in an American stadium?
There are going to be a lot of full stadiums from fans from all over the world. Dude, a 48-team World Cup means that you are going to get teams that have never sniffed it there.
We will definitely be watching those matches against Australia and Ecuador. A big shout out to Jameson for sponsoring today's episode. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let us know in the comments how you think the USMNT will do in next year's World Cup.